Hello everyone. Long time no color and chat. I know it has been 2 months at this point since my previous color and chat. I believe that's correct. Yes? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm thinking my last one was sometime in early to mid-December. So welcome back to my channel for those of you who have been patiently waiting for a new color and chat video. Well, baby, this one's for you. And for those of you who are new to my channel, hello. Yes, I do coloring videos because aside from being an illustrator of one-off illustrations, I also create, yay, coloring books. Yes, I am a giant child and I enjoy coloring books, so I make them too. You know, I make coloring books, I make art, and I make coloring books. I mean, 5-year-old, giant 5-year-old. So today we are going to be coloring a page from Stardust Space Lust. This book is available in its print version like this via Amazon, the PDF version if you prefer to print it out on single sheets and on whatever paper you'd like. Head on over to my Etsy shop. I will have links down below on where you can pick that up. And I will also have links to the art supplies that I've used in this piece. You don't have to purchase these art supplies on Amazon. You can find them wherever you'd like, but as a frame of reference, I like to keep everything down below for you guys to check out. So let's go ahead and jump on into the video. I've already done a little bit of cheating. I have colored in a portion of the background already because I know that tends to be pretty boring, and especially considering that I went with neutral colors today, it wasn't particularly exciting, so I just wanted to get that out of the way. I'm trying to keep these color and chats as close to about an hour to an hour and 30 minutes as possible. So yeah, you know, just making things easy to digest. If you do have digestion issues, get yourself a coffee, because I don't know about you, but coffee tends to kind of speed things up for me in that department, if you know what I mean. So for today, I have pulled... Now, this is always preliminary because you know that inevitably I can say that I want to stick with just a limited number of supplies, and then I end up throwing the entire art supply aisle at the craft store or the art store in its entirety onto my pieces. So for the moment, I have pulled out my Cali art markers, and I've already selected the colors. I think these are the colors that I'm going to stick with. So Cali art markers, and then I will be playing with the Sparkle Pop / the Hybrid Metallic. I've said it before, these are essentially the same pen, just a different pen barrel depending on the part of the world that you live in. So Sparkle Pop, Hybrid Metallic, and the Cali Arts. I will be using other things as well, but if you are following along or if you're just curious about what I used, I already went in the background and used oops, I just noticed that I pulled out 2 yellows. Okay, so I used the Y416 in the background and then the Y315 in the foreground. They do look very similar. And then I used the orange, which is Y608. So if you do have these markers, I'm going to give you the names of all of them right now. So I pulled out Y608, which is orange. I pulled out Y416, which is marigold, Y315, which is melon yellow, G503, which is pale green, G804, which is yellow green, and R623, R623, I'm sorry, I don't know why I did that. And that is hyacinth. So those are the colors that I'm going to be using. Again, I used the 2 yellows in the background, the orange on the spires. I don't know if these are gemstones yet or just earthen spires, because I want to do this green or these rocks in the front as green. So I think I'm going to try to make them look a little gem-like. I don't know, we'll see. One of these greens is a little bit more of a yellow green, and this one is more of a blue green. So one of them is cooler and one of them is warmer. I'm going to go ahead and do the the cooler green on this slab that she's sitting on. I don't know, look at her. She's a rather exotic looking alien. I don't know if she's a space princess, a queen, a witch, priestess. I don't know what her deal is. All I know is that she's looking fabulous, sitting with her fabulosity all around her, her jewels, her headpiece. But she's got a cute little sidekick. She's a cute little sidekick. I mean, she can't be an evil villain, can she? Although evil villains generally have an animal sidekick, right? They tend to really love their animals. That just goes to show you, as evil as somebody can be, there's still some room in that little black heart of theirs if they can love and care for an animal. Am I right? I mean, I don't mean to play devil's advocate here, but just because you don't like other people doesn't mean you can't have a love for animals. Now, I'm not saying that it's okay to be an asshole. That's not what I'm saying at all. But in the spirit of all things cartoons and Disney and all that sort of thing, villains, there's always a mushy center in there somewhere. You just gotta find it. So, how's everyone doing now that we've got all of the color selection and a little chit-chat about the page out of the way? I've not seen some of you in a long time because I know my channel is all me, right? My channel is a hub for me and all of my creative projects. So you see my other artwork and then you see coloring. So in a way, my channel is divisive in the sense that, not in a negative way, but some of my content, which is my regular art stuff, is more appealing to a certain group of people, whereas my coloring is more attractive to a different group of people. So some people come strictly for my art videos, other people come strictly for coloring. It's a mixed bag, and I need to slow down because my words are getting away from me. Slow down, I say, and then I'm going to go refill my coffee because we're running low. I'm being extra today, and I'm drinking it out of my little gold, I don't know if you can see it, but there's gold plating all over this cup. Who am I if I'm not being extra? Let's be honest. We all know that by now. So I have a question, a query that is floating around in my brain now that I mentioned that I have a little bit of everything coming to my channel. If you watch my color and chats, how do you do that? Do you sit down and actually watch the video? Do you play it in the background while you're doing something else? Do you, a little half and half? Do you watch a little, then do you do something else in the background, such as other artwork or chores around the house? Do you color in any other books? Do you follow along with me in my books? Let me know. I'm just curious to know what y'all are doing when you're watching and or listening to my videos. Because I'm the type of person who really, it depends on my mood and what I'm up to for the day. But sometimes I will sit and I will watch a video, but that's very rare. And what I mean by that is that because, as you know, I am a hamster on a wheel, because I am constantly working on project after project after project, I need noise in the background, whether it's music or a voice. I need to be paying attention to something else, or at least having it kind of lull me into I don't want to say to lull me into a meditative state, but to help lull me into a state of being in the creative zone, I suppose. It's my way of zoning out is to not block anything out, if that makes sense. I need to be hyper-focused on my artwork, but then I also need to be, on a second level, semi-focused on whatever's going into my ears. It's really weird. I know that probably doesn't make sense to most people, but then there's some of you out there who are like, yes, I get it. I get it. Because let me try to explain it this way. If I were attempting to focus solely on my artwork, that would be too much for me. It would be too much of a burden, and I would find my mind drifting to areas that I don't want it to go when I should be focusing on my artwork. So if I have something such as an art video, it doesn't necessarily have to be an art video, but any YouTube creator that I watch, or something on Netflix, or just anything like that, if I have something in the background that is forcing my brain to work on another level, it allows me to keep my main focus here, my secondary level of focus on whatever's going on my screen, and it just cultivates an environment, I suppose, is what I'm truly trying to say. I know I kind of tend to get a bit convoluted with things sometimes because, let's be honest, I find it difficult to even explain things to myself. I am terrible at articulating things to myself because half the time I don't even know what's going on in my own brain. I'm just that much of a scatterbrain, for better or worse. If that made a shred of sense to anyone out there, you are my people. So I will be going in and adding some shadows, some more layers of color. Nothing crazy. I'm not going to be getting into any sophisticated gradients or anything like that. I don't usually do that. When I first started coloring, true story, if you have not been with me for a while, then I'm going to go ahead and tell you how this whole thing started. So I began creating coloring books because I was interested in adult coloring, but I wasn't particularly interested in the style of book that was available at the time. Adult coloring books tend to be a bit more sophisticated, right? And that's not what I want. They're beautiful. You know, I would walk into a bookstore and I would see these adult coloring books that are hardbound on glorious paper, gold foiling on the cover, just beautiful, beautiful books. And they were intimidating to me. I thought, you know, I'm an adult, and as an adult buying a coloring book, I'm buying a coloring book because I want to feel like a child. I don't want to feel as though I'm ruining the product that I'm purchasing because it's so fancy. So needless to say, I never purchased a single adult coloring book because I just felt they were too detailed. It was just too much of too much. And so I thought, every now and then I would like to just color something that I create without having to think too much about it. And damn it, I bet you that there are people out there who feel the same way about adult coloring books as I do. Meaning that people have stressful lives for whatever reason. Everybody's going through something different. We all have some nastiness in our lives, and some of us are of the ilk who want a coloring book that is going to allow us to escape. And I mean truly escape, the way that we used to when we were kids in our coloring books. So how can I, as a creative and to one who's experiencing these adult anxieties, what can I do as a creative to help make that happen? Not only for myself, but how can I help other people escape the way that I need to? Because I'm not so selfish in thinking, you know, oh, I'm going to do this just for me, because I know that I have an audience out there, and I'm not one to give you guys life advice, because let's be honest, my life can be more than a little bit of a hot mess, but I can at least do something while I'm on this planet to help even just a few people. And well, coloring books was my solution. People enjoy my artwork, and people need to relax and have fun. So voila, this is why I started creating books. And this is why they look the way they do. And all of my books have a varying degree of complexity. Something that I've been exploring more recently is introducing various levels of complexity within one book. So this one, for example, now none of my books are so highly detailed that they make you want to vomit, but let me give you a good example. I inserted a couple of pages in this book, such as this one, the ray gun, which leaves so much open to interpretation. If you just have a few minutes one day and you want to play with a couple of colors, you can just color in the ray gun and leave it as is and call it done. You can fill in the background if you'd like. You can use this as a tester page, whatever you'd like. And then you have something like this, which is not super involved, but there's definitely several layers of detail there. And see, there's another ray gun. And this one, which is super simple, this is very children's coloring book-esque, right? And then we can get into, that's still, I would still consider this very children's coloring book-esque, but you know what I'm saying. Simple. I think some of the more complex ones I've already colored, so those are bad examples, but okay, this one, this is an excellent example. This would drive a 3, 4, 5, 6-year-old absolutely bananas because it's too much. This one is a little, but that's definitely a lot, and versus something like this, which is very simple. So I like to provide variety in my books. At least I'm trying to do a little bit more of that lately. Okay, so the background is done. There's still quite a bit more work that I would like to do in the background because I want to add some more detailing to these spires, to the dirt, to the sky, all of that. But for right now, the base layers are laid down. I think what we should do is focus on her skin, because her skin, I think, is going to dictate what colors I'm going to do her outfit. So, should we do gray? I'm thinking if she's living on a planet that's very dirt-oriented with some gemstones, maybe she should have a neutral skin tone, and then she should decorate herself with jewel tones, maybe? Am I thinking too lofty here? It's just a damn coloring book, Karla. Well, I think that would be a good idea, to give her an earthy skin tone and then decorate the hell out of her with jewels. I think that's what we're going to do. She's going to be classic alien gray. So I've pulled out warm gray number 1, which is WG01. I think that'll be cute. That would be pretty, wouldn't it, if you landed on some planet that was a desolate desert, but dotted with gemstones. I think that would be super beautiful if everyone was just, you know, neutral grays and beige colored flesh, but they adorned themselves beautifully with the natural beauty that's around them. That would be fabulous. Oh, that would be fabulous. So here she is in her basic gray, because she's such a basic bitch. I hope that wasn't lost on anyone. I'm just making fun of my fellow Californians and our occasional vocal fry. Even I, okay, even I succumb to the vocal fry sometimes. I am a millennial, so I grew up in that era where talking with a vocal fry was okay. And I attempt to do that, and I don't like it, but it happens, okay? I am obsessed with this color. This is the hyacinth purple. Just eggplant purples, man. They do things to me in all the right ways. So we are going to do her headpiece. I want to go so gold on her headpiece. So let's go ahead and give her, I want to make this work. I want to make this purple work, and I'm not sure how to do so. All of her skin is exposed here, so let's fill in she's got a deep V going. I'm a sucker for a deep V. I love V-neck anything. I know that there are people out there who really hate V-necks. The terror. I don't understand it. I love V-necks. V-neck t-shirts, I love them. V-neck anything, especially deep V's. Maybe it's because I don't have any boobages, so I feel as though I can get away with a deep V without looking too, not that I have anything against people looking provocatively, but because I have zero chesticles, I feel as though I can get away with wearing a super deep V, and then people look at me like, is that a boy? Is that a 13-year-old boy without a chest wearing a deep V? I don't know. I am very attracted to that emaciated model body. I don't know why. Now, I don't have an emaciated model body. I am 5'2", and my weight fluctuates anywhere from 115 to 130 at any given time. So I can be a little bit chubbier. I can be thin. It just really depends on what my eating habits have been. But if I could have my way, I would be tall-ish. I would like to be about 5'8", which I know is not considered tall and is considered actually very short for a model, but I would like to be a standard height, okay? 5'6", 5'7", and I would like to have no shape. No shape at all. Maybe a little bit of hip action would be nice, but just a little, because I don't want a flat booty. Just a little bit of a booty just to fill in my denim, my pants nicely. But other than that, I would just flat as a board, maybe a little bit of butt, just a little bit. Because I like that coat hanger look. I would like to be able to wear big, huge, exaggerated shoulder pads and deep, super deep V's down to my nether regions, right? I don't know. I have a very interesting, shall we say, taste in body shape and fashion. I don't know. I draw a lot of very voluptuous figures, but because they're pretty, I like to look at them, but it's not what I would want for myself. I don't know why. I don't know why. Okay, we're gonna, now that I made you sit there and listen to that little diatribe about body shape and fashion, we're gonna just go ahead and dive into the purple. God, this is such a pretty color. By the way, I'm trying something a little bit new today in terms of workflow. I recently, if you watch my planner, if you watch my vlogs, or if you follow me on social media, you may know that I recently purchased a planner, and I have been using the thing. Yeah, I've been using it. I've been enjoying it. But now that I have the planner and I actually write down everything that I would like to do in a day, it has been proving to be a punch in the gut when I don't finish everything that I wanted to do. And it's a horrible feeling, because as somebody who, I'm not a perfectionist, at least I'm learning to be far less concerned with detailing, and at least in my, well, no, that's not really true, because there is a certain degree of expectation that I give on myself, but when it comes to productivity, I like to overfill my days, but I like to get it done. And when I don't, I feel like such a failure. And so I think what's going to help me is if I actually give myself time limits. So what I'm doing is I'm setting a timer for about 45 minutes to an hour. So I will give myself 45 minutes to work on something, 45 minutes to an hour, and then I will give myself a 10 or 15-minute break. And that could mean to check my email or go outside for a walk or do something else. Excuse me, I'm choking. Talk too damn much. So I've set a timer, which I have in the background right now. I hope that you cannot pick it up because it is back there just ticking away. So you may hear the alarm sound at some point in this video, and if you do, well, that's what it is. I like the colors so far. Purple and green. There's just something about purple and green that works so well together. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is grab my beloved Sparkle Pop or Hybrid Metallic. I've said it before and I'll say it again. This is the same pen. Okay, just different barrel. I am going to link both of them down below just because some people might prefer this pen, some people might prefer this one, but don't say I didn't warn you, they're exactly the same. And having said that, we are going to, where on earth is my box of pens? Because I want to grab a few more colors. I'll be right back. I need to locate this box. Okay, so we're introducing a new pen into the mix. This is the Wink of Stella Fine Tip. It doesn't necessarily say Fine Tip. It's just Wink. God, I love the branding on this pen so much. The gold with these little stars. So Wink of Stella, which I hate the name so much. I hate the name so much. Wink of Stella. Stella is star. So it's just, instead of calling them twinkle stars or starlight or something cute, Wink of Stella. Oh God, I'm sorry. I just get so pet peevy about certain insignificant things like this. I don't know why. It just irks me so much. Wink of Stella. I don't know why. I don't know why. It just annoys me so much, but these pens are great. They are a very low viscosity ink, meaning that they are very, very thin. Unlike the Jelly Roll, which is a very viscous, thick jelly consistency of ink, these are quite watery in comparison, and they have a incredibly tiny, sparkly micro glitter suspended within the ink. I'm going to try to show you what this looks like. Can you see that? Is the micro glitter showing up on camera? I'm hoping. Okay, I hope that I didn't get myself too out of focus there on the phone. But yes, these pens are incredible. I'm obsessed. And now I don't know what I'm going to do, but I do know that I want my, where is the love of my life, the black glaze pen. The black glaze pen is something that I discovered quite by accident, if I'm being honest with you. I was shopping for gel pens one day, and I came across the set of the, well, they're not called Jelly Roll. I incorrectly named them the Jelly Roll Glaze because they are made by the Jelly Roll Pen Company and they look like a Jelly Roll pen, but they're just called Glaze. They are not called Jelly Roll Glaze. But I was shopping for Jelly Rolls, the actual classic traditional Jelly Roll gel pens. Oh my God, I committed a cardinal sin. I did not grab a coaster today. We're going in raw. Oops. So I was shopping for the jelly rolls and I came across this set of the glaze. And we used to carry these glaze pens at the art store that I worked at. And I always thought, oh, those look kind of fun, but I really don't have any need for gel pens in my life. Blah, 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 blah. So they'd always been in the back of my mind that I wanted to give them a little try. And so I ordered them one day on Amazon, and I said to myself, do I want to order the full line of the glaze, the colors? I'm like, probably not, because the one thing that I've always loved and looked for in my life and haven't really been able to find is a glossy black eyeliner. I know, this is just the way my brain works. Eyeliner translates to art supplies. Well, I love glossy black eyes, glossy black eyeliner, that high fashion glossy black slick eyeshadow look. Love it, love it. But it's so hard. I know where I can get a glossy black eyeshadow, but I have no clue where I can get a good vinyl, delicious liquid latex looking vinyl eyeliner, because apparently I'm the only fool in the world who likes glossy black eyeliner. Everyone that I've asked, the drag queens, the gays, the makeup artists, hey, you guys, where can I get, why does nobody carry this? Where can I get, what? Karla, ew, nobody likes glossy black eyeliner. Well, I do. So glossy black eyeliner has always been in the back of my brain. I've always wanted it. I've never known where I can procure such a thing. And so when I was getting the glaze pens, I thought, wait, these are a glossy ink and they come in black. To hell with the full set. I want to live my black vinyl eyeliner fantasy, and I want to get that black pen because I wanted to give the illustrations that I draw the black glossy eyeliner that I could never achieve in real life. So that's how this whole situation came. So I ended up not purchasing the full set of the glaze. I went only for a set of 2 black ones, and the rest is history. We've fallen head over heels in love. We're tight like that. And that's the whole story about how I came about using the glaze pens. And then I'm not a selfish creature. I'm not a selfish creature. I like to share the wealth. And so I've been extolling the virtue of this pen since I discovered it, and I'm always mentioning it in my channel. And those of you who've gone out and purchased it yourself have loved it and let me know, and that makes me smile so much because you guys love my lover so much, and that just makes me so warm inside. A couple of you have even told me, which this still cracks me up because I love you guys so much, because we're all friends here, right? So you guys keep it real. You tell it like it is. And a couple of you had told me, girl, we hear you talk about that pen so much, and we thought it was the weirdest thing, and we thought, we're not going to like this. What is she talking about? But because we love her and because she's recommending it, we're going to try it. And you try it, and your naysaying gets put to bed, because then you tell me, Karla, we didn't have a whole lot of faith in your recommendation, but damn it, girl, you were right. I'm like, thank you. I'm so glad that you agree. Now bend over so I can whip you for treason, but after that, it's going to be all kumbaya again, okay? It's just glorious. Look how delicious and glossy it is. Can you see the gloss? Well, if you can't see it now, you will definitely see it at the end of the video when I insert my final clip at the end of the video. With my color and chat videos at the very end, I kind of do one of these little pivots and rotates with the page so that you can see how the pages sparkle and shine and all of that good stuff. I'm looking at her right now, and I just realized that this whole black portion right here now looks like it's a giant head. So it could be her head. Maybe she's got a giant bulbous head. Maybe she's one of those aliens. I don't know. That's okay. I don't love her any less. What would you call that macrocephaly, when you have a gigantic head. She's my little macrocephalic beauty queen. That's all right. We're good with that. We don't do conventional beauty standards around here. I mean, as you can tell, you heard my little diatribe from earlier where I say that I want to be, basically, I wish I could be a twig in shoulder pads, essentially. If I could look like a twig wearing shoulder pads, that would be fantastic. But I love them all because, as I also mentioned earlier, and as you've seen in my books, I'm good with some vavoom. Case in point, where is she? Where is she? Look at those hips. Look at those hips. Okay. We like a thunder thigh in these parts. Yes, ma'am. So my little thunder thigh ladies out there, or rather my big thunder thigh ladies out there, I love you too. I love all of you. Men too, if you're a boy with thunder thighs out there, I love you too. Especially if they're fake thunder thighs. If you got a little injectable in there to make you look better in a dress. Honey, you're braver than I am. We may have had this conversation before, I think, where if I could be guaranteed that plastic surgery would be 100% safe, you bet your behind that I would completely alter my face. Yeah, you know, I think we have had this conversation before. Maybe during a sketchbook tour. Maybe. I don't know. At some point we may have. But I would love to have this type of facial structure. I'm sorry, am I annoying you in this color and chat because I'm jumping around in my book so much? Her. I would love the high cheekbones, the super lifted eyes, the long neck. So essentially, I would like to look like an alien, basically, I suppose, is what we can gather from today's color and chat. Hey, don't you start getting involved in drama that has nothing to do with you. Some dogs were barking outside and now he's standing at attention. Hey, Bentley, get your behind back over here. Hey, get back over here. Good boy. He was sitting on the chair and some dogs outside started barking and he's a little drama queen and he likes to insert himself where he needn't, and then he gets in trouble and then he stares at me with these eyes like, yeah, he's looking at me. Don't involve yourself in drama, all right? Hey. No. I love you. Dogs, I swear. You either have a dog that's super passive and wonderful and just loves the world, and then if not, you have one of these little high-strung, little pocket-sized terrors. Now, the thing about my dog is that he is part Chihuahua, but he's not, well, see, I love Chihuahuas, and I've met Chihuahuas who are just absolute quiet angels, but then I've also met the ones who are just, tyrants. They're little Napoleons, which is fine. I understand it's just part of their genetic makeup to be predisposed to be little anxious terrors. But this one, he's overly sensitive and highly dramatic, so he has his moments of being aggressive with people that he doesn't like or people that I don't like. But then he can also be quite the angel. But he hates confrontation because if he meets a dog who's much more dominant, he automatically falls on the floor on his back like, no, I'm just a sissy. Don't hurt me. I love you. I'm a beta. He is such a beta. He's looking at me like, why are you talking about me? Because you're my little sissy boy. Mwah. I would show you the face he's giving me, but I don't want to risk moving the phone and then, things happening. But dog life. Okay, I do like this. I think I like what's going on here. should we do some more gold? I'm just gonna gold this up as much as I can. Because why not? She's regal, she's sassy, come on, she needs to look cool. But I do want to get some work done on the background before I finish up her outfit. I don't know why, I'm in the mood to bounce around a little bit. I tend to do that once I begin to feel a little bit stagnant or a little bored in one area. I will jump into a different section of the page. So my little timer, and I still hear it, it's ticking. I put it in the cabinet so that when it does ring, it isn't going to scare the bejesus out of you guys watching this video. But I'm going to finish this gold section on her outfit. I'm not exactly sure what this is. In my head, it was kind of one of those sleeves that open up. You see them a lot in ancient Egyptian artwork and in some vintage Egyptian themed burlesque costumes. You open it up. I think they're called the Wings of Isis or something. Oh, my 45 minutes are up. So anyway, that's what they're supposed to be. So they're just gold wing situations. Now that my time is up, I guess I'm going to just put the coloring page aside completely. But what I was going to do was show you what I'm going to do with the background a little bit and then do it off camera. I think I might show you what I'm going to do with it. What I'm gonna do is go in with a white Jelly Roll gel pen, and I'm going to treat this as if it were some kind of crystal, maybe not even necessarily a crystal, but a glossy mineral. So basically I'm going to be highlighting and simply adding detail work with a white pen as opposed to a black pen. So that will maybe give the indication of shine and gloss and other such sparkly crystalness. How successful am I going to be in achieving this? I don't know, but I think you can get an idea just by this little bit that I'm going to do here. You will get an idea of how I'm going to go about this. And I'm going to do that all on the green bits, and then I will see you guys later. I just wanted to hop on really quickly to show you my progress because I don't want the next portion of this video to be a dramatic jump from it being the state that I left it at and then all of a sudden the background is done and then you have no idea what I did. Not that I'm doing anything particularly magical, I'm simply going in with basic stars. But I did finish up the minerals and the gems in the background. Are they gems? Are they minerals? In my head, these back here are minerals, and this is more of a gemstone. But I'll leave that up to you for interpretation, however you'd like. I did want to mention, lest I forget later, that I grabbed the Jelly Roll Moonlights, my tried and true Jelly Roll Moonlights. I used those to highlight this section here. I did use this white one to highlight the green gemstone down at the bottom, but then I used the orange to do that on the minerals in the background. And the reason that I did that is simply because I have learned that relying on a white highlight it's a crutch, and sometimes it is very easy for one to overdo it, and then you lose depth in the piece. So using the orange in the background, a tonal on tonal highlight situation allows the pieces that are in the front to stand out a little bit more. And I know that's probably too sophisticated of a concept for a coloring book, but it's just something to keep in mind if you want to add a little bit of depth, and especially if you are someone who uses a lot of highlighting, white highlighting, and then you wonder why everything looks so flat when the whole purpose of a highlight is to make things stand out, right? So that's one thing to keep in mind and something that I would recommend that you try. So I did use the Moonlights. Did I say that already? I love these. These are really opaque, beautiful, juicy gel pens. The ink tends to be a little gloopy. Sometimes I would like to be able to do a very thin line of a neon color, and these make that difficult just because they are a pretty fat ballpoint pen. So you win some, you lose some. So for the moment, I just have to work with what I have and try my best to get a thin line when I want it. But they're juicy, they're fabulous. I am not going to film the entire process of the background simply because it's just super boring. Who wants to see me continue to do dots in the background? And I'm also going to do something in the front here. I've not decided what I'm going to do with the sand because I don't want to do this sort of dot pattern because obviously the foreground is going to melt into the background, and this is dirt, not stars. So we shall figure it out. I wonder if I should do a yellow. Maybe I'll do some sort of a yellow glitter situation because this is gems. I don't know. We'll see. But in any case, I will check back in with you when that portion is done. Well, hello. We are going to have this little lady done today. Pardon any squeaks and jiggles. I am squeezed onto my chair in between my cart. I have one of those IKEA Raskog carts that everyone uses for their art supplies. I have one here on which my tripod is seated. I am seated right next to that, pushed up against my art table, and then right next to me is a precariously stacked pile of art prints and artwork. So I'm kind of just trying to shimmy my way onto my table so that I can work today. And I'm doing my damnedest not to shake the table, but there may be some jiggling today. Not that there usually isn't, but it may be a little bit more pronounced today. So I've gone ahead and pulled out the yellow and green Crazy Pop. The Crazy Pops, if you are not familiar, are the exact same ink as the Dual Metallics / Sparkle Pop. It's the exact same formula, the same glitter type and all of that, but they're different color combinations. So they released a set of, is it 4? I believe it's 4 different color combos, and they've branded them as the Crazy Pops. And these were sent to me by a subscriber, Doris. Hey girl, if you're watching, hello. Every time I use them, I think of you. So I have those out. I don't know why they thought it was a good idea to isolate this green one from the line of Sparkle Pops, because this one would have fit in very well with this line of pens. The other colors in the Sparkle Pop are, they're not all necessarily complementary colors that have been combined into a pen, which you would think wouldn't work, right? Hence the name Crazy Pop, but they work well together. So for instance, there's a blue one that has gold glitter, which blue and yellow are opposites on the color wheel. They're complements. You think mixing those two together would look like a muddy mess. Well, no, it actually works in this instance. And then there's another one, which is a red ink. Is it red ink with green glitter or green ink with red glitter? Anyway, that one is a little bit muddy and it does look a little, but I can see its purpose if you're drawing zombies or mold, blood, anything like that, which probably isn't the intention for most people. They probably see red and green and think, oh, Christmas. And I'm sitting here going, oh, blood, gore, zombies, blah. But that's my brain for you. So anyway, long story longer, right? So I pulled out the green one. I think this one is my favorite in the Sparkle Pops. Again, I think it should have been a part of the, did I say Sparkle Pop? I mean Crazy Pop. It should have been paired with the Sparkle Pops, but whatever. I'm going to do some, I think she needs, let's give her some cool green, yellow green. Yeah, I like that. Yellow green lips. And should we do some of her gemstones in the same color? This one. And guess we can do this portion up here. Maybe her earrings as well. Oh, earrings. Earrings, earrings, earrings. Here's a little story for you. Last night, I was organizing my jewelry box. I have two different jewelry boxes. I have one that is strictly costume jewelry, and then I have a smaller box that has real metals in it. Gold, silver, and I also actually have some surgical steel in there too, because that obviously is surgical steel and it's perfectly safe to use, because I am one of those unfortunate souls who has very sensitive earlobes. If I put in anything that is not a pure metal, such as just an alloy of any kind, my ears get so sore and they become, I'm not sure if it's really an infection or if it's simply irritation, but they become irritated, red, swollen, yucky, uncomfortable. And this is just by me wearing fake earrings for a couple of hours. It's terrible. So I have to leave in gold, silver, or stainless steel in order to avoid that problem. But last night I was organizing that box and I had found some little studs that I had that are silver studs, and then I have one that's silver with little amethyst stars like this. I thought, oh, I want to wear those. But I like to wear big, giant, gaudy earrings on my earlobes. So I thought, what am I going to do? Because I really want to wear these earrings, but I don't want to take up my earlobe space. Because like I said, I reserve my earlobes for my gigantic, ugly earrings that I like to wear so much. What I did, I'm looking for a pen. I went and I grabbed a bottle of alcohol from the bathroom. I'm sorry, I'm looking for a pen. Here, this is what I'm looking for. So I go into the bathroom, grab a bag of alcohol or a bottle of alcohol. I pull out those studs and a needle. And I have 3 piercings in my ears, okay? I have my earlobes and then I have the 2 other piercings. Well, the 2 other piercings, I very rarely put any earrings in them, so over time they've closed up, though they have not closed up completely. What has happened is that either they've closed up from the back or from the center of my ear, like within my earlobe. I figured out which ones were which and how I needed to pierce them, and I just grabbed the needle, the alcohol, and restuck my ears. I re-pierced my ears in a way last night, and so now they're sore. It's not unbearably sore, but it's enough for me to know that my ears are there, right? When you have earrings, you typically don't feel your piercings, but they're sore, they're there, and I don't like it. It hurts. As I said, it's not totally unbearable, but now they're there and I can feel them and it's very obnoxious. The weird thing is that I find that actually piercing the ear was not nearly as painful as the healing process now, although I suppose it's too early for them to be healing right now. They're just trying to make heads or tails of the trauma. I'm sorry, ears, I had to do it, but yeah. Don't pierce your ears by yourself, people. Do as I say, not as I do. I just really wanted earrings in my ears again. No, I will not be stretching my ears like our little alien friend here. Well, did she stretch them or are they naturally like this? I don't know. But no, I will not be doing that. It's not my thing. Should we do some more? Yeah, let's just go ham with this green because I really love this pen. Now, unfortunately, I do not believe that I can purchase this pen open stock. They're a fairly new pen, so they may become available at some point. Don't quote me on that. I don't know. But that really well and truly bums me out because I really like this pen. Out of the entire set of the Sparkle Pops / Hybrid Metallics, I was grieving from the beginning the absence of a light green because there is a deep tealy turquoise green in there, but not a lime green. And I use lime greens so much, as you know. You know what we're going to do? Should we give her a little bit more? Yeah, I keep saying, I don't want to waste it. And then here I am, more. I mean, yes, of course, I can always repurchase the entire set of pens, but I feel as though that's just such a waste to have duplicates of the other pens, which I don't use very much. Although, who knows, maybe I'll end up liking those just as much as this one. I just haven't really given the other ones a fair shot aside from simply testing them out. So I should probably do that. What about this? Are we going to go green on that too? Yeah, let's just... I love the green. I'm a sucker for green. I think my favorite, well, I shouldn't say I think. My favorite gemstones, for sure, are emeralds and the medium to deep amethysts, for sure. I love red stones as well, but that's the order in which it goes. I like green ones, purple ones, and then red ones. Okay. What are we going to do here? Why am I struggling so much with this outfit? There's not a lot of space on this piece, so I'm trying to keep my color choices wise. Just kind of stupid. I'm overthinking a coloring book page, but welcome to my life. Are these going to be her legs, or should we cover them with leggings or something? We like to play with texture. Let's go ahead and make that her skin. By the way, last night I did just a little teeny tiny bit of work down at the bottom, as you can see. I added some line work and some additional pebbles to the floor. Feel free to do that in my books. That's why there's so much empty space on some pages. You can either leave them as is or go nuts and add as many more details as you would like. I know that's intimidating for some people. Trust me, that is not lost on me. I get it. But the option is there if you are feeling a little adventurous. Let's go ahead and add some orange. I was a little afraid to do this, but it's fine. That looks all right. Yes, 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 yes. Of course, I still haven't figured out what on earth I'm going to do with her little creature over here. Let's do some purple. Now that I mentioned the amethyst, it feels as though she needs some. So let's give her purple gems. Yeah, that's cute. I like that. Purple on the forehead is super cute. And the large jewel on her forehead is going to be... let's do gold and we'll just do gold. Solid gold little thing. And I'm still going to go in and add some more line work to this piece later around these circles, for instance. I can already see where I'm going to want to add some lines. So never feel constrained by the lines that are already pre-printed on the pages. Just do whatever you like. This is why I love my book, the Macaron sketchbook, so much. Because by the very nature of the style of that book, where it's very loose and very sketchy, it almost encourages the person coloring it to, how can I put this? It encourages the person coloring to continue that idea of coloring with abandon, sketching, throwing line work everywhere. So as much as I can preach to you about letting loose and making a mess, that isn't going to work on everyone. But I feel as though if I present you with a book that is already sketchy and experimental, then it will then subliminally encourage you to do the same in the book. I quite like the style of that book, and it was very well received. So thank you to everyone who purchased that book and who appreciates it for what it is, because it is quite different from anything out there that I've seen in terms of coloring books, because it's very sketchy and it's supposed to look like that. The premise of that coloring book is it's supposed to look as though I pulled pages directly from my sketchbook, which is basically what I did in a way. I have a video about the creation process for that book, so go check it out. I don't want to focus on that today because that's not what we're doing today. We're not working in that coloring book. Did this just get a little bit too dark? Maybe. I do like the idea of this outfit being very sparkly, though. I'm going to add some highlights to this piece using the same principle of doing the tonal highlights. So I'm going to grab the purple gel pen, and I'm going to highlight some of these darker purple areas so that I can differentiate them from the different parts of her body. So her arms, her torso, her legs. So let's go ahead and do that. And then I think I'm going to do the rest of the outfit off camera. Just to, oh no, see, this is too dark. You can see it in person, but I highly doubt that this is translating on camera. Yeah, there's no way this is going to show up. Shoot. Okay, well, that's a bummer. Okay, well, I'm going to end up highlighting it then with yellow. You're probably thinking, I thought you were going to keep it tonal. Shh. Here's my reason for doing this. Complementary colors. It's going to pop off the page, the highlight, but it isn't going to be as harsh as a white. And not only that, she has purple and gold in her eyes, this isn't gold, but it's yellow and it's a warm color, very similar to the gold, so it's still harmonious. Okay, I can appreciate this for sure. The yellow, I do like the yellow as a highlight. I know it isn't translating to you over the phone, but it does look cool right next to the gold, or to the purple gel pen. Okay, I'm gonna finish her outfit and then I will check back in with you. Almost done, almost done. So we just have to finish up this little guy. So quick note about the face. Because I'm not too hot on this piece overall, I did like the way that the purple looked with the yellow as a accent. So I did that up in her face as well. So now we have a little bit of a more cohesive look overall to the figure, and I'm just going to leave her as is because I am at a risk for overworking this one for sure. There's already a whole lot going on, so I'm just going to leave it alone. And the last thing that we're going to do is play with the little cutie, oh, so cute, with that little creature. I've decided to go ahead and leave him a neutral color, just because if I toss on something else that's a little out there, I think it's going to draw too much attention to him. Oops, there's going to be a weird cut here because my phone fell out of the tripod. Back to what I was saying, I just didn't want to introduce too much color up into this little furball creature thing. We're going to leave him neutral, but I am going to add some highlights in, I think, this orange color, and then we're going to call it a day. As I said, I'm not hot on this piece. It's definitely not one of my favorite pages, not by a long shot. Do I hate it? No, I don't hate it, but I certainly don't like it. It's just one of those things. Sometimes the pages work and sometimes they don't, and that's fine. Don't be afraid to have pages in your books that you don't like. I hesitate to use the word ruin. Don't be afraid to ruin your pages, because honestly, even if you quote unquote ruin something, chances are you learned something from the, I'm going to make up a word here, from the ruination of the page. It's okay if you screw something up. Don't worry about it. Take the lessons that you learned on your screw up page and apply them to the next page, and chances are you won't screw up. Look at things positively, my fiends. Don't be so hard on yourselves. Don't be so negative. I'm not afraid to show you pages that I don't like. I don't think this page is a disaster, but I certainly don't like it. And that's fine. That is totally fine. The little ears need some flesh color or some gray, yes. And I do want to toss in just a little bit of the neon yellow as well. We use the neon yellow on her, and I think just to tie him into the piece a little bit more, I am going to add a little bit of that neon yellow to little Mr. Creature up here. Is it a boy or is it a girl? I don't know. We're just going to go with him. Glossy black claws, of course. Cute. Oh, to add some highlights. Do you see how much better using less harsh highlights than white looks? At least in my opinion, I think it works very well. You may not have the same opinion, of course, which is fine, to each their own, but I think that the white sometimes is just too much and it can be very overpowering. We are done. We're done. We're done. We're done. I don't want to see this page anymore. I'm done. Time to move on. I have other exciting things to do today, such as mopping and laundry, but it has to be done. So I'm done with her. Do I like the page? No. Do I hate it? No. I'm just ambivalent to her. I am happy that I was able to finish it, and hopefully some of you got some enjoyment out of watching this page, whether or not you colored along with me in my books or in another book, or if you yourself are cleaning and just listening to me babble in the background. Whatever it is that you're doing, thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you do like this book, you can pick up the printed copy via Amazon, or you can head over to my Etsy shop if you prefer PDF coloring books. I do have the PDF version over there. And that's going to do it for today. Please, 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 if you have my books, follow the hashtags that are in the back of my books. You can either hashtag me through my name, my hashtag, or if you want to specifically hashtag the books, every single book has its own hashtag. So hashtag the books so that I can see your pages on Instagram. If you have not already and are so inclined, there is a Facebook group on Facebook. I am not the administrator of the group. I didn't create it, but some lovely people out there created it for me. So if you'd like to chit chat about your books amongst yourselves, add yourself to that Facebook group. And I pop in there every once in a while to see what you guys are doing. I love seeing it. I love when you guys tag me in my pages. So. All right, we are done. We are done. This page is complete. I no longer want to see this page. I'm over it. Do I hate it? No. Do I like it? No. I'm glad that I did it. I'm glad that I was able to sit down and complete another page in my book, of course. I'm hoping that some of you did enjoy this, whether you are coloring along with me or just listening to me babbling in the background while you are either drawing, coloring in another coloring book, cleaning perhaps, I don't know. But I'm done. I'm so over it because I have so many other exciting things to do today, such as laundry and mopping. But what are you going to do? Adult life, it gets in the way. So thank you so much for watching this video. I do hope that you enjoyed it. If you would like to pick up a copy of Stardust Space Lust, you can grab the print version via Amazon, or you can grab the PDF version via my Etsy shop. All pertinent links will be down below. I will have the books linked down below, the art supplies that I used on this page, and my social media links. Feel free to stalk me on social media. I would love to have you over there. And for those of you who are on Facebook, are people still using Facebook? I think people still are. Very few, but it's still a thing. There is a coloring book group dedicated to my books. I am not an administrator of that group. I did not create it. Some lovely, fantastical creatures out there set that group up for me and for the rest of you to enjoy. So if you are a Facebook user and you enjoy my coloring books, join that group, share your pages, and join the party over there. All of that being said, we are done. I'm going to run away now. Mwah, mwah. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you are looking forward to the next one. Don't know when my next coloring video is going to be, but there will be another color and chat, hopefully this month. But I will be seeing you again regardless in another video. I will see you again later.